6 minutes after 7 is still the AM show. Now it's now time to talk about, if you are above 30, what you wish you knew before you turned 30. And for those of you below the 30-year mark, what you hope to know before you hit the age 30. I've got two wonderful people in the studio to help us, have this conversation. Obviously, there may be differences and varieties based on who you are, where you live, even maybe what job you do or what you hope to achieve with your life. But there are some basics that we're going to be discussing. I've got Mrs. Mary Kafui-Gunn. She's a life coach, so she'll be telling us, the very basic things you should know before you hit 30. And also I have Michael Yate. He's authored a book, 15 Things to Know Before Age 30. So he'll also be helping us why he wrote this book and really how old he is, and whether or not it is a hopeful thing or something he's picked from somewhere, what he hopes to know, or maybe he's above 30 so would know whether it's something he wish he knew. But before that, we've been speaking to some people on the street, people who are not yet 30 years, and we've been finding out from them what they hope to know before they hit age 30. These are people below age 30. Let's take a listen to them.
I would like to own a bigger mall than this one, and then travel around all the world. Yes, that's what I want to achieve. I wish I could travel around the world and know beautiful places, visit and have fun, like something like that.
Be successful, a house, a car, wife, and kids. Yeah. Everything. Be a successful pilot. Yeah. I am into fashion now. I'm designing my own beats, Lomos beats. So before the age of 30, I want it to be, I want to expand it, really expand it before the age of 30. I want to settle down with these beats here, and before the age of 30, it's necessary. I should get married before the age of 30.
I want to own a big spa, not one, like plenty branches all over Ghana and all over the world. I want to get a mansion. Yeah, I want to be the richest woman in Ghana and beyond.
So there you have it, some people sharing with us what they want to know and also what they want to achieve before they hit the age 30. I've got another package where people above 30 are telling us what they wish they knew. But let me welcome my studio guests. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gunn, for joining us. And Michael, let me start with you, because you wrote this book, 15 Things to Know Before Age 30. Are you 30 yet?
Yes, please.
You are 30.
Yeah.
So is it something you wish you knew? What's the inspiration for the book, basically?
Actually, growing up, I wish I knew certain things before getting to the age 30. I felt if I had known those things, I would have made certain decisions in life, certain choices in life, and I would have come out to do something better and much more in life. Yeah.
So it's stemming from not being able to get where you are because of what you didn't know, so you want to help others know what they should know before they hit the age 30. Okay, let's just put a pause and let's talk to the life coach now. I know that based on who we are, or our aspirations, where we even live, the kind of things we're exposed to, what we should know may differ. But basically, on a very basic level, what should someone know before they hit the age 30?
Thank you. I believe that with my little experience, just as my brother said, there are certain things you are supposed to know before 30. I believe that at the age of 30, I will conclude that life really starts at 30. People normally say life begins at 40. I don't agree with them, because after 40, what is it? I believe that by the age of 30, you should have then completed your tertiary education. You should be
all things being equal.
All things being equal, you should be working by then. You should be able to, at least if not in your own apartment, you should be able to rent a place that you live. That means you should be able to take care of yourself. If all things being equal, you should be able to marry at that age. You should even be having a child, because after 30, going, life is different. So my basic thing that I believe is your education is very important. Unfortunately, people don't have their education at that time. But I grew up in an environment that if I had looked at my background, I don't think I would be where I am today. But with God, all things are possible. God can push you where you are not supposed to be. This is a media something, but I'm saying this one to encourage the young ones that are coming up. I grew up with my parents, and we were 8 in number. I was the second born. But it happens that when you look at things, you think I'm the firstborn. My mother, I'm not saying it to disgrace my mother, and I'm not ashamed of what I'm saying, but I'm talking with experience.
So you could help others.
Exactly. My mother was a drunkard, but I didn't grow up being a drunkard by the grace of God, because the fear of God can put you at where you are supposed to be.
So you're saying that before age 30, people should know that supreme being, I mean, whoever you believe in, who can have some control over your life or steer the affairs of your life. You should know something basic education-wise. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So you should have some skills.
Yeah.
You should have some knowledge about what you want to do in life.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about you. One thing that got me quite not maybe excited, but I was quite surprised to see that is that you're saying that decisions are not based on family, friends, or mentors.
Yeah.
Can you just touch on that more?
Sometimes we dwell on our mentors or our family to make decisions for us, and at a point in time when we regret that decision, we turn back to them and start hating them and start pointing fingers at them. You didn't do this, you didn't direct me well, you didn't teach me to go the right way. And we tend to blame them. So I feel that even though you listen to them, you should listen to their advices, and you have to decide. You should be the decider of your fate. They shouldn't decide for you, but you need to listen to them, and that will help you go a long way.
So you wish you knew that it all comes down to you, brother. It all comes down to you. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It all comes down to you. Let's talk about other highlights in this book and other points that make up this 15 points of what you should know before you hit the age 30.
And one of them is being business oriented. Most youth, or most of the youth, grow up thinking that they always have to work for someone. It is good to work for someone, but you should always have the mindset that you need to also grow something. You need to get your own job. Even if it's not that big, you can still work out something small, and at the long run, you will also be making out money.
And you say something, God didn't make you poor?
Yeah. God never created anybody poor. Yeah. Even in the Bible, when he told the rich man to go back and sell whatever he had, he wasn't trying to say go and be poor and come back. But it was just a test of faith. Yeah. So people have that perception in that. With that example, God was trying to say you need to be poor before he accepts you. That is not it. We have a lot to do for God, so why would he make you poor? You end up doing anything for him, so definitely he doesn't want you to be poor. Yeah.
You make a lot of scriptural references in the book, and what is the motive there? I'm just thinking that is this only targeted at Christians?
Not really, but because of my Christian background.
Okay, so you just gain inspiration. So more or less, it's just like quoting any academic material.
Exactly.
So for purposes of this book, the Bible is an academic material. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering why he's quoting so much scripture, it's just reference to a book that is respected by a lot of people worldwide. And before I come back to continue the conversation, and obviously take your comment on what you wish you knew before age 30, or what you wish you achieved before age 30, if you're above 30, and if you're below 30, what you hope to achieve and what you hope to know before you hit age 30. Let's get some comments from some people we spoke to about what they wish they knew and achieved before they hit age 30.
Before the age of 30, I wanted to run my own business. Yes. to do HR consulting, so human resources and helping people find jobs and things like that. Not yet, but I hope to do so soon. Yes.
I'm an artist, as a musician, you know. In my life, I was suggesting that about the age of 30, I'm supposed to come out with my album, to come out with my clothing lines, you understand? But it's not easy like that to come out, because it depends, I need money to push up myself, you understand? So it's not easy like that. Yes, I wish, because I started almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I wish I've achieved it for a long time, but Africa wasn't easy to make it if you didn't get somebody to push you up, It's very difficult, but we are still pushing it, and I know God is alive. One day my dreams will come to pass, so I'm still on it.
I wanted to become a medical doctor, but as of now I am not. That was my dream before the age of 30. Because looking at the time I completed SSC and with the time range, I think it would have been possible, but I couldn't achieve that dream. I'm hoping to. I'm not in a medical school, but I'm a disease control officer. I'm hoping that if I'm not a medical doctor as I want, perhaps I'll get a doctorate degree. Yeah, so that is my dream.
I'm a professional referee, and my key objective is to be a FIFA referee.
And that's what you wanted to achieve before the age.
Exactly. No, I didn't, and there's no way I could be able to achieve it unless God performs one of his greatest miracles, like he divided the Red Sea. Because above 30, you can never be a FIFA referee. Or if John Mama can intervene on my behalf, like he did for the Muntie 3, then of course I will appreciate it.
I wanted to write a screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah, I started it, but I haven't finished since it takes a long time, and I worked and I was going to school at the time, so hopefully I'll get it done before I turn 60. That's the next goal.
Interesting comments over there. But many of them spoke about goals and aspirations. Some of them have achieved them to a certain level, others have not been able to achieve them. Now, it brings me to a section in your book about goals. What is it about goals people should know before they hit the age 30?
Before you even start life, you need to set goals for yourself. And goals may be broad, but you need to set objectives to achieve those goals. Yeah, so you work towards them one step at a time. You may not be there, but every step, every day it counts, and then you get there surely.
Yeah, it reminds me of something I picked up quite early in my life. Life is not accidental, it's deliberate. Yeah. Everything is deliberate. So for example, if you're sitting at home and you want to be probably a journalist, there's not one way to get there. Like the gentleman who said he wanted to be a medical doctor, he couldn't do it, but he's a disease control officer now, and who knows, he could find his way into that dream. I know of a dietitian. He wanted to be a medical doctor, he couldn't afford, he became a nurse, then became a dietitian, and now he's a medical doctor. Exactly. So there's no one way to achieve your goals, but once you're determined and once you understand the principle that life is not accidental but it's very deliberate, you take those steps. But Mary, let's talk about what prevents people from achieving their goals. So before 30, okay, these people had goals, they had aspirations, they wanted to do this and that and that. What are some of the things that we do or we don't do that prevent us or cut short our dreams?
I believe that a lot of people, even though they have their goals to achieve, they are not focused in life. That is one. And at times too, from the little that we just saw, you see that people are depending on people. They are thinking it's only someone who have to give them money to do it. But I believe it's not that. One, we are not focused. Two, we depend on people too much. That is some of the things that prevent us from achieving our goals. You can't get up and say, maybe I want to be a medical doctor, then you sit at home and you are thinking money will come from somewhere. No, there should be a little effort. You can even start by going to the hospital, cleaning, or at times you can even go to homes to attend. Who knows what God will do? You said something that my brother here is quoting scriptures. I believe that there are a lot of things that we learn, because the Bible says in Jeremiah 33:3, call upon me and I'll answer you and show you secret and deep things that you do not know. But if you sit in the house do you think God or manna will fall from heaven? Manna is falling every day and night. I said something that my background, if I had looked at my background, I don't think I would be where I am today, even though I was not able to achieve what I'm supposed to achieve. I'm a teacher by profession. I stopped teaching and I went to university after 40 something years. My last born, I gave birth at the age of 43. I was still in school. Are you getting? I was still in school, but some people, when they get married, that is the end of it. Oh, I was not able to do it, so God doesn't like me. Somebody even says something that unless Mahama comes to help you. So if Mahama dies, that means you can't achieve your aim. You don't put your trust in human being, but you put your trust in God.
All right. Let me pick a few of your comments to wrap up this conversation. This one is asking, do you mean to say if one is about 30, one is late in life? No, that's not what we are saying. We are just saying that there are a lot of things that people above 30 wish they knew or they achieved. If you're such a person, what is it we want to know? And for those of you who are below 30, what would you hope to achieve, or what do you hope to know before you hit the age 30? For those of you who were able to achieve your dreams before age 30, tell us how you went about it. I'm quite interested. And let me take a few more comments here. Henry from Takwa. So that's not what we are saying. We're not saying that if you're above 30, you're late in life. This one says, I wish I had known myself before age 30. Self-knowledge. This is Foster from Kumasi. And it's one other thing that you capture in your book. Let's just touch on that quickly and wrap up.
That's self-discovery. We should know our temperaments. We should know our weaknesses, our strengths, and try to work on them. I, for instance, when I was growing up, I was the very shy type. I don't like public, but growing up, I've always held leadership positions, and I kept asking myself, how come a shy person always takes the role of leading people? I didn't understand. So I tried to work on that weakness of mine, which is being shy, and try to overcome it one way or the other. So you need to really know who you are.
And for you, Mary, lastly, how can people know themselves? How can they discover themselves? What are the kind of things they can do so they discover themselves?
Just as my brother said, if you know your weaknesses and your strength, you work on your weaknesses
and maximize
your strength. You see, at times people also discourage us. Let's not listen to people. Just know who you are, because if I know who I am and I'm focused in life, I think nothing will distract me from what I'm doing, because I'm going this way, and because I've seen this person doing it, I want to know. Let's just be focused.
That's a good statement, and I think it's a good one to wrap up the conversation. Please know yourself, know where you're going, know your road. Don't be looking at what other people are doing and forget who you are and what you hope to achieve and what you hope to do with your life. This is a very important discussion we've been having here, and I had Michael Yate in studio. He's the author of 15 Things I Should Know Before Age 30, and Mary Kafui Gan, she's a life coach. We'd have to wrap it up all here, but don't forget, life is not accidental, it's deliberate. Everything you do comes together to help you achieve that goal or that aspiration. You're still watching the AM show. We'll be back with more. Please don't go away.